Hello, everyone. We're back at JNation 2025, and with me is François Martin from Switzerland. François, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure, yeah, thank you so much. So my name is François Martin, as you've already heard, and I'm a senior full stack software engineer, and I work at Karakun.
So, is this your first time at JNation?
Yes, actually, I remember last year I was really recommended by a lot of attendees that I should join JNation because they had such a great experience. It was really, I had a lot of FOMO at the end of the conference. A lot of people told me, oh, it was so great. And I thought I have to come here this year, and I'm really glad I made it this year.
So, what is your experience so far? What is your impression of the overall conference?
I'd say it's amazing. It's incredible, especially the welcoming keynote already started really big. I would say it was really impressive. I remember Roberto already told me, the organizer of JNation, that it will be a big surprise that will be there, and he didn't disappoint. Definitely, I have to say. And also the talks, they are really great. I think the choice of speakers is great. I love the fun things they're doing, like with the rock band that is like walking around the hallway and so on. So yeah, really amazing so far. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the topic or the theme of today this year is rock and metal. So in the past, it was video games, and there was Pac-Man, Street Fighter, a sort of thing. So it's nice to see how every year Roberto and his staff come up with new ideas to keep the attendees and the speakers engaged, and of course create this really nice environment. Your session for this year, can you tell us more about it, please?
Sure, yeah, of course. So my session is called My Code is Faster Than Yours. Let me prove it to you. So essentially, it's kind of based on a real story. So we had an occurrence of a sonar finding at a customer that I was working at. And it pointed out a regex that had a redos vulnerability. And so we had to fix it. And I thought, it's always the easiest way to fix the redos by just writing it with, procedural code instead of writing a regex for it. So I started to rewrite the regex to procedural code. But when I submitted it to the code review, then my colleague told me, well, because before the code was just 3 lines, and now the code was like 20 or 30 lines of code. And he was like, are you sure that's really better than before? And I was like, yes. There is no redos vulnerability anymore, right? But he was not really convinced, and I told him, and the performance is better as well, because regexes are kind of famous for being bad, in terms of performance. And he told me he didn't believe me, so I thought, I kind of have to prove him. And I already knew, thankfully, how to do micro-benchmarking with Java micro-benchmarking harness, or JMH. So I employed that, and I kind of thought, a lot of people don't know about this, and maybe I should teach other people so they can do the same, that they are able to compare it. And I indeed saw that the performance gains were like very drastic. So I also talk about this like specific case example in my talk as an example. And it's really essentially about micro-benchmarking, so to compare, like, for example, 2 implementations, just like here, like you have an implementation with regex and one with procedural code. Maybe if you're curious how much faster is it, especially if you have like performance issues, then yeah, this is a very effective and useful method to use for that.
Yeah, okay, definitely. So I heard of the past of JMH, the macro benchmark tool. I know that Alexi Shipile, the creator, says that if the first rule of micro benchmarking is that you don't do micro benchmarking. But the second rule is that if you really want to do it, then you don't write your own tool. You either use JMH, which is the reason why this tool exists. So it's a good thing that you are bringing light to the usage and the use cases for this particular tool.
No, absolutely agreed. And my goal was kind of with this talk also to give like an introduction. I felt like when I looked at other talks that were out there, most of them were focusing more on like the advanced usage, so like when you already are familiar somewhat with JMH. But I kind of wanted to prove that micro-benchmarking could be something for everyone, and I wanted to kind of make it easy for just the regular Java developer that doesn't have that much time to really delve into it deeply, to kind of learn what is the most fundamental thing that they need to know to be able to get started with it. Yeah. Thank you.
So this year marks the 30th anniversary of Java. We actually, at the time of the recording, I think it's a week ago when we had the anniversary on May 23rd. Is there anything, any story, any particular things that you could share about your journey with Java so far?
Sure, of course. I mean, there would be lots of things, but I remember I started out when Java 8 came out just, Write came out. And it was really cool because my lecturers at university, they already started picking up Java 8 and teaching it. So I was really grateful for that. And I remember, I was just learning to code as well. And I really struggled with learning how to do streams, for example, and lambdas, which is kind of ironic if I think back, because now it's one of my most favorite features of Java. And I think one of the most favorite features of Java in general, of other people as well, right? And I have to say, I was really grateful there that I had the talks of Venkat that were published on the internet, because they really helped me understand it. Because, I don't blame my teacher. He also, just learned it, and he probably didn't understand it as well to be able to teach it effectively. But I was really grateful to have this kind of experience. And I was, like a few years ago when I met Venkat the first time, I had the experience to thank him for his efforts, because he really brought me through it. And I think, I really learned to love Java, I would say, and all of the nice features that it has. And especially now when I see also the community, it is really great, the jogs that are happening, also all of the nice community events related to Java, just like JNation, right? There are so many things, and I'm really grateful to be part of the community. It's really amazing, and I still feel, for me, that's kind of one of the most important points about a conference, or like, if I like something or not.
Great. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the JNation audience?
Oh, that's a good question. I definitely would say, if you go to conferences, make sure that you also do a little bit of the hallway track. That's something that's kind of overlooked often. So it's like when you go, don't only visit like one talk after another, then also take some time, don't visit every talk, but talk to the attendees, to the speakers, to everyone, like network with them, get involved in the community. And if you're not in a JOG and you are interested in Java, then definitely make sure to check out the JOG. Maybe also if you like to help out, just, go there and help them. For example, just put up the chairs after the JOG is done or something like that. Just little things, they really help. And, I was surprised recently in the mentoring I've done last week at JCon. There I had a mentee who thought that organizers had, more than enough help than they could have. And, I told him that all of the organizers are really happy about every little bit of help. And I think that's something I would like to spread also a little bit more. And like every little bit that you can contribute counts, no matter how small it is. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. If you've had the opportunity to participate in your local events, Java user groups, or conferences like this was at JNation, then there's always space for you. There's always a space in the Java community. We're quite friendly. We're always welcoming, and we would love to have your expertise, your experience, and your knowledge, and continue to share. So, François, thank you very much for that, and everybody else, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andres.